Welcome to the shop, and by shop, I mean Mid-Pond Raceway and the Drift University. We've got a lot of projects coming up that are going to involve burnouts and car control, and my entire driving career is stopping a slide to go fast, which doesn't look exciting, but what does look exciting is drifting, and that is why we are here. This is put on and hosted by Formula Drift driver Taylor Hall, and I get to drive this Mustang here through the day. And along with 3 other students, we are going to have nearly 8 hours of direct one-on-one coaching through the day to improve our driving and car handling skills, and I am so excited. So this is a very special wrench every day where I get to break someone else's car. I'm Jared. I've done road racing, cannonball, road trips, drag racing. Everything about my driving is stopping a slide, and we're building a burnout car, and I want to have fun and build a sliding car, so I figured it needs to come out.
Everything but this, right?
Yeah.
What we'll start with first is the circle drifts in the parking lot. Then we'll spread the barrels out and go to figure eights. Once you master figure eights, then we'll go out onto the track.
First time, how's Jared doing? What'd you say?
So for the first time, he's doing great. He's doing everything that we asked him to do. He started out being a little bit timid on the throttle. We're like, man, you gotta get after it. You gotta give it some more throttle, more throttle, more throttle. He went out there, he did that. We widened out the donut circle, so he's doing that consistently now. Here shortly, we'll be moving on to the figure eights and then out onto the racetrack.
your habits are or aren't. So yeah, just drive with your butt, you know.
See how it goes?
Yeah. See, it's really slick right here, so you're just gonna have a lot of mental notes of where you can and can't be aggressive. You just dump the clutch. Get a little bit of speed. Go up here a little ways. It takes a second to get used to. It's not easy. Clutch kicking right here.
Getting used to carrying it.
Yeah. See?
Nope, gotta be sideways before I can use that. Clutch kick to
Yeah, or you need more speed
Okay,
to really
rotate.
to rotate. Yeah. Baby steps.
Yeah.
See, you're getting there. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, clutch kick it in here.
Right here.
There you go. See, you'll find the limit of it. It's very slick out here, though.
Yeah. Because yeah, it feels like you need nothing to get it out.
Yeah. But some turns it needs more, so it's very challenging.
It's going amazing. So we're halfway through. It's the lunch break. They're on the way to get sandwiches for us, and no new mud, almost. Starting to get things connected, starting to learn proper use of the handbrake, and it's hard, but man, is it fun. And this is amazing. Like, I expected a good amount of track time, but this is such an insane amount of track time, and that's how you learn a skill, is somewhere safe with people who know what they're doing, able to kind of coach you along in. Man, and it's also very tiring. This is a lot of work, but it's fun. All right, so we are on our lunch break, and I am standing with Taylor Hull, the owner of Drift University and professional Formula Drift driver. And I wanted to grab him for a couple minutes so we can try to define some of the terms you're hearing us use throughout the day, so it makes more sense to you and maybe a little more sense to me, so I, actually do what I'm supposed to be doing. So first off, something we've said a lot is a clutch kick. So what exactly is a clutch kick, and why are you going to use it on the track?
So it's basically exactly what it sounds like. You're going to be driving around at different parts of the track, whether it's, in the parking lot when we first get started or out on the track, and you essentially do just kick the clutch. And what you're doing is when you press the clutch in, you're getting the RPMs to spike up, and when you're basically kicking it and then getting right back off of it. When you get off of it, those RPMs are high and it snatches and breaks the tires loose very quickly. So you've lost the traction without having to go an extreme amount of speed to be able to do it.
Okay, another term we've used is handbrake and hand braking into a corner. So I think all of these cars are set up with a hydraulic or pass-through hydraulic handbrake. So what's the handbrake, and what's the main goal when you're using that to initiate or go into a drift?
So a handbrake is essentially a modified term of what your parking brake is on your regular car. It's instead of pulling it up and it locking into position, ours are on hydraulics, as you mentioned. So it's either going to have a pass-through master cylinder that's going to go to the same set of rear calipers on your existing setup, or it's going to have its own reservoir style master cylinder, and that's going to go to a separate set of dual rear calipers that are on the back of the car. But when you grab the handbrake, you have to press the clutch in, because when you grab the handbrake, it locks the rear tires, starts to let the car slide, position it where you want it to be, and then when you let off the handbrake, typically you're getting back on the throttle.
Yeah, and that was the thing I think I struggled with the most. Once I finally figured out how to use it and position the car, that's when I feel like things have been going better on the track. And you're positioning the car in an outside zone. So we've said outside zone or an inside clip. what exactly is that? You know, as far as, that's more judging, but it's really important to learn on the track as well. So what exactly are those two terms?
Yeah, so an inside clip is going to essentially be like a cone or some sort of reference point on the inside of the track, which is you're going to be coming across with your front bumper. So you're going to want to get as close to an inside clip with your front bumper without actually hitting it and knocking it over. Whereas an outside zone, you're going to want to put your rear tire or your rear bumper, depending on what kind of track and what kind of surface you're up against. If you're on a wall, you're going to put your bumper up against the wall. If you're kind of hanging over the edge of the track like we are here at Mid-Pond, you're going to put your rear tire in that outside zone, and you're going to want to cover that outside zone for a longer period of time than you would for an inside clip. So it's a defined amount of space that you have to carry throughout a turn, and that is the outside zone.
Yeah. Now, one of the biggest things I've been struggling with being a road racer is my counter steering and turning in and winding up the car along with the wheel speed while the car is turning. So those kind of are two separate things that go together. So when we're talking about I'm winding the car, counter steering too much, what exactly is that? And then of course, how does it correlate with the wheel speed?
So initially you were having some of the same problems that most people first start having in drifting when they're learning how. And that's basically when you start doing like a circle donut, before the car breaks traction with the rear, you're not going quite fast enough to break traction with the rear, but you're going fast enough to make the car essentially tight or push, so you're breaking traction with the front before you're breaking traction with the rear. So that's not good. But then if you don't do that and you've got a lot of wheel in it, and then you clutch kick or try and handbrake, then the car will spin out because you've got so much steering input in there, and that was an issue that we were having, but quickly resolved, but definitely a very common thing to have an issue with. And then also sometimes once we got out on the track, if you entered too aggressively, you'd get kind of on the steering stops and you'd run out of steering angle, and then basically if you run out of steering angle, then the car is just going to spin out.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where to stop a slide, you're turning into the slide, and you're kind of doing the same when you're drifting. You're turning into your drift, but it's very easy to go too much and stop the slide. So there's a big balance of that, and that's something where you can read and watch videos, but without like a practical experience and being able to come out with setup cars, like,
you got to feel it in your butt.
Yeah, you've got to practice it a lot, and it's safe in a nice parking lot on a track where you can experience that and kind of work through all of it and have professional drivers that have done it a lot and made all the mistakes that you've made. And so I appreciate it. Taylor is awesome, and but I didn't ask for this for free. I wanted to learn, so.
Thank you very much for coming out. You're doing a great job. Can't wait to do the afternoon session. I think we're going to get a little moisture, but you're going to do great.
Appreciate it. Rather than just doing the exact same thing, I'm now trying to put the car where I want it, and I'm a little bit off there. Coming in there, I had a lot of speed, and I guess too much handbrake to set up, or?
Yeah,
Well, and like what I did is I took a totally different, like I'm trying to practice positioning the car rather than just constantly doing the exact same edge of the thing. So I initiated in a little different spot, and then I'm trying to learn and aim the car a little bit more. So if it's totally messed up, I'm doing it actually on purpose to try to learn. We'll stick with it. So you make the excuse before you make the mistake.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, well, we're having fun trying to get more corners and learn this thing. Oh, that's a bad thing. Okay, so that has been an absolutely insane day between the rain and the dry and getting to learn how to drift, something that I didn't have in my wheelhouse, and I feel like I've picked up a whole lot. I'm not gonna say mastered, because at the end of the day, the master, Taylor, jumped in the car I'd been driving all day, and we went and chased Michael while they were driving the BMW, and here's the clip of that. Bit of water all over the camera.
That's enough to not have a French car.
Yeah, so I understand why you're so hooked on this. It's fun solo, but
Yeah, but it's another level.
yeah, holy cow. So I'm not going to be at that level in my next trip out, but I'm definitely planning to finish up one of the cars that we want to be able to do drifting and sliding with. Loading up cars at the end of the day in the rain is tricky. But we are going to definitely come back out once we finish one of our cars specifically intended to do this drifting stuff, because I am hooked. It is absolutely insane. No wonder so many other people do it and have a blast doing it. So if you guys are interested in coming out to the Drift University, we'll have their information in the description box below. It is worth every penny that you pay, because you can come out full rental in their cars. They take care of them, they take care of you, they bring you lunch. It's been an amazing experience despite the rain, because I feel like I actually learned more in the rain. So you definitely need to be doing this. As always, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us while we get to do exciting things like going drifting. I'm Jared, reminding you to always make questionable choices, and when you have the chance to drift, just do it.